My period was actually one of my first reasons for considering moving abroad. Hola, y'all. Me llamo Renata. My name's Renata, and I am from Austin, Texas, but I recently moved out of the country to Costa Rica. Welcome to my channel where I'm sharing my journey in which I'm allowing myself to be seen, to be more visible, because this next chapter of my life is just calling for this. So, getting right into it, I know that was an interesting start, but it's the truth. My period was one of the first things that made me think, living abroad? Maybe I should do that? And how I got to that point, how I came to this conclusion or whatever, is I was living in the Dominican Republic for school for a semester for 4 months. And during that time, I was living my best life. Well, kind of sort of because colorism was a thing. But anyway, during that time, I was living my best life, like eating all the things, drinking all the things, like just living a normal life. Like, at that time, I still ate beef, pork, chicken, seafood, dairy, all everything. And something intriguing to me is at the end of that 4 months, I was having some of the best periods I've ever had in my life. Like growing up, my periods were horrible. Like I thought I had endometriosis or something. Like I was one of those girls whose cycles would be so bad that you're like about to pass out from the pain. And I would take like sick, like my liver probably took a hit. Knock on wood. That's why I'm in this regenerative place now. But I was taking like 6 Advil a day, like 6 Aleve, ibuprofen, whatever, taking like 6 pills a day, starting when I was like, when did I start my cycle? When I was maybe like 13 or like 11, somewhere probably in like eighth or ninth grade. And my cycles were horrible, painful, taking half a bottle of pills just to get over the pain. I literally have blacked out before from the pain. It was just bad. So whenever I went to the Dominican Republic, and at the end of the 4 months, I'm eating all the same stuff I was eating in the United States, doing all the same things, had all the same habits. But my cycle was like, I felt like those girls in the Kotex commercials that be skipping through the fields. Like that's how I felt by the time it was time for me to leave. And I was like, okay. At that time, I didn't really know. Well, I did notice my cycle was better. But whenever I came back to the United States, within a month, my cycle was like by the next cycle, my cycle was horrible again. And I was talking to my friend at the time about it and was like, oh my God, like, what's wrong? I don't understand what happened. Really sitting here thinking, like, finally in my 20s, I'm gonna finally start having a good cycle. And it just all went to shit again. Like, what's going on? And my friend was like, they had just went vegan. So they were like, Renata, it's all the hormones and stuff in the meat. And I was like, huh? He was like, it's all the hormones and stuff in the meat. Like, don't just stop eating meat and your cycles will go back to being good again. And I was like, boy, ain't no meat ever hurt nobody. I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, just try it and see what happens. So, for a month, I only had like fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, rice, stuff like that. No beef, pork, chicken, nothing. And my cycle went back to being good again. And I was like, hold up. Well, let me find out. And so since then, that was in 2015, I after that happened, I stopped eating beef and pork like from there on out. So I haven't had beef or pork in like 10 years. But I was like, okay, I can't give up fish or chicken yet. Like I can't give up seafood and chicken yet. So but over time I still have become more plant-based. Like now if I have fish or chicken, because I don't buy meat. Like I stopped buying meat 10 years ago. So now if I eat meat, it's socially. It's like when someone drinks socially, like I eat meat socially. So if someone cooks it and offers it to me, sure. Or if I go to a restaurant, I might order some chicken or seafood. But me buying it and cooking it, no. Nope. Don't ask me to barbecue nothing. It's not gonna be good anyway. but but now I'm more plant-based, and my cycles, like, I just had a cycle that just passed, and I think I took one ibuprofen, and that was like just to be on the safe side. One pill, which for me, I'm like, am I really about to get to the point where I don't have to take any pain reliever medication on my cycle? That's different. But guess what? I'm also now in Costa Rica. So, I mean, when I was back in the United States, I did change my diet. Changing my diet helped the most. But I think now that I've changed my diet and I'm also eating higher quality foods here, and I'm also not under as much stress and all the factors that affect women and that affect black women in our wombs, like I'm just not under as much of that. And that has been very helpful to me. So just my cycle changing in a new environment changed shifted so much. And I think it's because when you're coming from points of pain, like there are many things that can switch your perspective, right? But when you go from a state of pain that you've always wanted to get rid of to not being in that state of pain anymore, it makes you pay attention. And that's why my period was one of the biggest things that made me consider moving abroad, to because to go from so much pain to hardly any pain or no pain just from moving to a different place, I was like, oh yeah, it might be time to go.